I just wandered up to the county, picked up our new phone, corporate phone, and went out and picked up my Fusion radio from Gord that Mike purchased for me. So I'll be talking on both sides, the digital and the analog tonight. So I'm looking forward to that. Beautiful day. And staying safe, and it was nice we didn't get hit too hard with the weather yesterday. So I'll turn it back over to you, Bill. VA3 DMP clear 73.
Now, the other thing, you gotta, in your official capacity, you gotta phone Trudeau and tell him to open the border up. I gotta get across the border. I've gone 3 months without my fix of America.
Yeah, copy that, Bill, for sure. We usually have some international meetings too, and that's all been shut down for months. And yeah, I'm having a little bit of withdrawal symptoms as well. So, turn it back over to you, Bill.
And I just noticed I'm having some power supply problems here. So hopefully, if I suddenly disappear, people, looks like I got a connection problem with this icon. 2-meter rig, so hopefully everything works out for me. Anyway, Dan, thanks very much. So you've got a C4 FM radio coming. I believe it's the same one Mike has, the 100. So that's good. That's an excellent radio. You'll enjoy that. Dan, thanks very much. Final call for any emergency or priority traffic. Please call VC3 Stay Safe.
B3 UCY.
CY, Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just jump in there. I'm portable. I'll be listening, and I will run the C4 FM or the digital version of the net here tonight. So do your thing, put me in as a check-in, and I'll be listening to the end, and we'll make sure we fire up both Triple I and Triple Z, get our check-in.
Excellent. That is good. I'm pleased to hear that. It's been busy for me lately. Too many trips out to Amherstburg and too many phone calls vis-a-vis that. But that's my something I got to deal with. Anyway, Mike and Dan, thank you both very kindly for checking in tonight. So let's open it up. We'll take any mobile stations only for the Triple Z FM net. Mobiles only at this time, please. Go ahead.
VA3 JYB QRU. Victor Alpha 3 Lima Foxtrot Mike, portable.
And Rick, if you're listening, Papa Victor, I can hear you quite well on 40. So, okay, VA3 JYB was in and out. And Scott, VA3 LFM, out in Screamington tonight. Any other mobile or portable stations only at this time, please? Go ahead.
Victor Echo 3 Romeo Kilo Papa.
Alpha 3 Kilo November Juliet, QRU.
Victor Echo 3 November India QRU.
Let's hold it right there before we open this net up. Chris, VE3 RKP, and I'm trying to remember, I don't have the full stats in front of me, whether, Chris, this is your first check into these nets or not. I don't recall, but welcome to the Triple Z FM net. And Tim, VA3 TNJ, and Joe, V3NNI. Anybody else, mobile or portable at this time before we open this right up? Did you get your new radio yet?
Two promises from Canada Post with delivery dates, and still no show.
What can I say? Kevin, thanks very much. Again, a final call for any mobiles or portable handhelds. Handhelds only. Mobile stations at this time. Last call before we open the net up to everybody. VC3, stay safe.
VE3, TJQ mobile.
Very good, Adam. Thank you for checking in. At this point, let's open it up. We'll take anybody anywhere, Northern Ohio, Southeast Michigan, Essex, Lambton, Kent counties. If you're from Monroe, Michigan, Detroit, Cleveland, Parma. If you remember the Ghoul back on Channel 61 30, 40 years ago, we need your check-in tonight. Anybody anywhere for this net, please call Met Control, Victor Charlie 3, Sugar Tango yesterday, Sugar Alpha Fex Echo. Go ahead.
VE3 VDF. V3 Papa Victor, Riverside.
Victor Alpha 3, India Foxtrot. QRU.
Good evening, Bill. My brothers are heading back home. I got a phone call today. Have a good night.
Alpha 3, India Kilowatt Echo. 03, Delta Papa Juliet.
VA3 BVH QRU. Thanks for being there, Bill. 7-3. Who are you?
FME?
Whiskey Golf Whiskey.
ED. JC.
A double with that last one. Who's that last one? Okay, there's several doubles and I think a couple triples in there, so pay attention, people, and here's who I heard on that go-around. Good list, but again, there were several doubles, so if you don't hear me call your call sign, check in again. Mark V3 VDF in Leamington, Rick V3 Papa Victor, tonight's net control station for our first ever VC3 Stay Safe 40-meter sideband net, and some of the guys are on 7.1 megahertz right now, all tuned up, ready to go. So that's V3 PV at 8 o'clock. Bob VA3 IF was in and out. George V3 TPD in Wheatley was in and out. Tim V3 TGN was in and out, but good news that his brother's heading home. That's excellent news. Ike VE3 IKE, Dave V3 DPJ out in the metropolis of the Berg. Brian VA3 BVH was in and out. Brett V3 FME. Graham V3 WGW. George V3 TPD. Oh, I got you twice, George. So let me cross that one out. And John V3 NJC. And there were several doubles. So who did I miss in all that? Go ahead.
Victor Echo 3, Golf, Lima Yankee.
Max.
Victor Alpha 3, Papa Golf Delta.
VE3 Ross, V3 GOY in Bell River, Feck, and VA3 PGD in Chatham. One more go around before I go back to the list here. Anybody anywhere, please call Met Control. VC3, stay safe.
Victor Alpha 3, Mike X-ray Lima, QRU.
And Matt MXL was QRU. Okay, let's hold it right there. And first off, I want to thank everybody for checking in. Triple net Thursday tonight. 3 nets, various tastes here. We're covering all modes and bands tonight. We're covering HF, VHF. We're covering digital and analog comms, sideband, FM, fusion, and we've got 3 net controllers that are going to be active here. Quite a bit, especially the guys on 40. I'm hearing a pile-up getting ready to say hi to Papa Victor on 40. So 7.100 megahertz, 40 meters. It's going to be the happening frequency shortly. Okay, so we've got V3UCY, who we heard, Dan, VA3DMP, Dan, Mike, thank you, gentlemen. Jeff, VA3JYB was in and out, and Scott, out in Leamington tonight, VA3LFM. Scott, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing all right, Bill, and hi to everybody on net tonight. I just actually pulled in, and I have my son with me, so we're just sitting here listening to the net. So a future ham operator right here, 2 years old, so we'll see. Anyways, I'll turn it back to you, net control from VA3LFM.
2 years old? Scott, we've got to talk. Excellent. Well, thanks for checking in. I very much appreciate your check-in tonight. That's good. Next, and again, I'm Chris, V3RKP. I'm quickly looking at the list. I don't think you've checked into these nets before. I know you're regular on some of the nets, but the 730 nets that we've been doing since the end of March, I think this is your first time. So you might be a first-time check-in. Chris, over to you, V3RKP. From VC3STYSAFE. Stay safe.
Oh, good evening, and good evening to everybody else on net here. Yes, it is the first time checking into this one. Just happened to be in a mobile here and be on the frequency, so I thought I'd give you a beam for the 5. I have no traffic.
Well, excellent. Thanks for checking in, Chris. I appreciate it, and good to hear your melodious tones. Next was Tim, VA3TNJ, whose uncle is heading back home after a stay in the medical system. And Joe, V3NNI, was QRU. And Kevin, VA3DSW, without his FT, what was that, a 100, I believe. Kevin, over to you.
Bill and everybody on net, I'm still waiting for my 7250 blue band here with the fusion capabilities, but that's okay. We're sitting here right now watching 20 bags of cement dry on the base of the tower, and we'll see how we can do just through the TV digital's antenna on the base of the new tower and got it off the grass, and I've up my digital channels on the TV to 3850, so once I get it up another 20 feet, it should be better than that. So that's it for the net. Still waiting for that red, white, and blue truck. Anybody sees a package floating around, it's got my name on it. I'd appreciate getting it, because nobody seems to know where it went.
Sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. Let me ask you this. With your antenna now up 10 feet, or 8 feet, or whatever it is, are you getting channel 4 TV? done something. I think this was discussed on one of the previous nets, and I got no TV in the house. We'll get Channel 4 now, so what can I say? Very good. Again, Kevin, lots of photos. We're gonna follow along. We're gonna live vicariously through Kodachrome, so to speak, with your new tower. So that's great. Send me some pics. Want to see it. Next was Adam, mobile, V3TJQ. Adam out in the Tecumseh-ish area. Adam, over to you.
Hey, good evening, Bill. I hope everything's well with everyone on the net. I was just out here checking in. I got my dog riding shotgun. One of these days I'm going to have to get something set up in the house so I can have dinner, go downstairs and check in. So I'll say 73s for now, and we'll catch you guys all on the next net. V3TJQ.
A 30 or 40 foot tower will take care of that. Lots of those going up. What can I say? I got to do that, but that's another story. Adam, thanks very much for checking in. And here's a guy that doesn't need a tower, a 100-foot tower in his backyard, because he's up higher than that. Over to you, Mark, VE3 VDF out in Screamington tonight. Mark, go ahead.
VC3 Stay Safe, and that controller from VE3 VDF returning. Good evening, Bill. All on net there, so a good net there, so going, and that. And yeah, I got a new piece of amateur radio equipment that came Tuesday, so, and that, just trying to check things out online and that for it, and it's one of these Alliance HD1 handheld radio, so it's a dual band DMR, so, and that, and quite interesting, and definitely so, and then looking at the program information as well, so, and that it seemed to be easy, but hey, and that's, and anyway, I'm gonna have to let UCY look at it someday, so when he gets a chance there, so, anyway, very good there, Bill, doing not too bad, so, a beautiful day today, all day, can't beat it, so, and not for what we had last night there, so, back to that, VC3 Stay Safe, net controller for VE3 VDF.
Tell me again, what make and model number of this new handheld?
It's this Chinese one. It's hard to pronounce it. AILUNCE, and it's HD1. And it's a handheld radio, dual bander, DMR, analog, and that, and you can program it from the radio even.
Okay. Well, hey, that's another new rig in the area. So this is good. Mark, thanks very much for letting us know and for checking in tonight. And I'm going to turn it now over to Rick, V3 Papa Victor, who's patiently been waiting and also getting ready for the 40-meter net at 8 o'clock. Over to you, Rick. Papa Victor from VC3 Stay Safe.
VC3 Stay Safe, V3PV, Riverside. Yeah, hi, Bill. Everybody else on Triple Z Net. Yep, we're doing good and all set to go on 40 meters. So it should be an interesting net with the propagation on 40 meters at this time of night. Should be a few check-ins there. But channel 4, 4.1 digital there, I just checked it coming in full scale here at this location. WDIV, channel 4 Detroit. Back over to you, Bill, VE3PB.
Excellent. The dulcet tones of CHU Canada in the background. Okay, well, I don't know. I used to get it on almost every TV set in the house. I think there's 6, and suddenly none of them are getting it. Even the one that's got an outside antenna, and so something's happened. 2-7, everybody else working fine. My father-in-law out in Emersburg, he's lost it as well. Channel 4, that is. And so what can I say? So with that said, Rick, thanks very much. Let's stand by. So 5 minutes to net time on 40 meters, 7.1, everybody. Next on the list was Bob, VA3IF. Robert, as always, thank you. Hang on to that bracket for me. George, V3 Tango Papa Delta out in Wheelie, was in and out. Tim, V3 TGN, with positive news about his brother heading home, was in and out. Next, Ike, VA3 IKE. Ike, how the heck are you?
Hello, Mr. Bill. I'm pretty good, all things considered. I was pretty sure I had a tornado in the backyard last night. Took my mast pipe, and for those who've seen it, they know how heavy that mast pipe is. Luckily, it was tied down, and it actually moved it about 7 or 8 feet. So after the rain, I went out and lashed it back to the tower. Anyways, other than that, that's it. I'm hoping today I got my 2-meter all set so that it's going to be flat when it's in the air. Tomorrow I hope to finish the 6-meter, and hey, hopefully on Saturday you guys will all hate me for my booming signal. Hi. 7-3 to everyone. I'll let you carry on, Bill. Stay safe, and we'll look for you guys later on. VA3IK, Claire.
Excellent. Well, everybody's talking about this storm. I went to bed around 3:34 in the afternoon, laid down for a nap, got up around 2 hours or more later, and I looked outside, and I'm thinking, hey, it rained out. Didn't think anything, get downstairs, about 5 houses down, this huge limb off of a huge tree is laying across the street. Neighbors are all out, piles of, or big puddles of water, so I guess I'm a sound sleeper. Anyway, about 3 minutes to the start of the 40-meter net. Let's turn it over to Dave, V3 DPJ out in Emersburg. DPJ, take it away.
Good evening, Bill. Good evening to everybody on the net. Yeah, I was getting ready to check in last night, and the power went up in the Berg at 7:20, and didn't come back for another 2 hours. So couldn't check in, Bill. I couldn't be bothered to go outside in the car because it was raining too much. And the other thing is, I'm making a new shack outside the house, and I'm getting all the photographs ready to send to you, Bill. Back to you.
Well, there's the spirit. That's excellent. 58 minutes. That's excellent. Send me pics. I want pics. So, Dave, thanks very much. Please do that. Next was Brian, VA3BVH, also out in Screamington tonight, as is VDF and UCY. Brian, thanks very much for checking in. And let's go to the hub of the county, right in the middle, the metropolis of Essex-ish. Brett, V3FME, over to you.
Good evening, Bill. Victor Charlie 3, stay safe. This is VE3FME. Brett out in Essex, or near Essex, back Essex, or back Econom, whatever. Anyway, very good day. Did a lot of gravel moving for the garden project. Well, I'm kind of exhausted now. But now, also, I've been listening to 40 meters this afternoon, and the propagation is putting a lot of signals out, so you guys should have a good net on there, I would think. So, anyway, good evening to everybody. Hello to everyone on frequency, and thanks for running the net, Bill. And 73 to everyone. We will turn it back to you. VE3ES, Victor operating. Victor Charlie 3, stay safe. VE3FME in Essex, 73.
Excellent. Well, I'm sitting here right now listening to these guys on 40, and Rick's going to be in good shape tonight. Rick's the net controller on 7.1, and he's also got Bill, VE3LFD, up at his cottage way up north listening as well. So I think between these two guys, if they tag team this, it could be quite an event tonight. So Brett, I trust that Brett, I gotta ask, have you warned Linda with all this work? Is she ready to pack it in and just sit back and play ham radio all day instead of garden?
No, she's not worn out yet. She was busy putting up vapor barrier, and we have vapor barrier on the inside to protect the wood from the soil. So, and she's pretty exhausted, so she won't be playing radio tonight. So, back to you, Bill. 73.
Excellent. Very good. Let's turn over to Graham, VE3WGW in Wheatley. Go ahead, Graham.
VC3, stay safe and the net. VE3 Whiskey Golf Whiskey. Well, last night at 7:30 I checked in, and about 15 minutes later there was a bunch of jumps from the hydro, and the hydro went out. And of course, a couple of days ago my UPS had given up the ghost, so I had that all off. It was buggered up, so no power here, so we were under the flashlights, and so I was dead in the water. Power went off at 7:45 and didn't come back on until 12:15 a.m. Mary and I went out for a little drive, and down the road there were wires down. The fire department was sitting there at the side of the road. There were wires down and a few trees. And we took a run into Wheatley, and there's a couple of big trees down there. Half of Wheatley was on, and the rest of it was off for power. So anything west of the one was on, anything east of the one was off. So, yeah, so as I say, it was 12:15 this morning when the juice come back on. But we had lots of LED lights, and I'm finishing charging them up now. Our emergency lights lasted till about 11 o'clock, and then they died. But, yeah, so it was kind of exciting. But anyway, that's the way it is, and I'm going to get a battery system hooked up on the radios here, and something better for lighting in here when the juice does go off. So, yeah, that's my next little project. So anyway, back to that. Have a good one, and I'm going over to HF.
Well, Rick rather has a pileup already started. He's got guys up in Owen Sound up north, throughout Windsor and area, so he's going to have some fun here on 40 tonight. Excellent. Well, hey, you're out in an area that unfortunately gets extra walloped, so to speak. But just look at it as part of the big adventure called life, Graham. Graham, thanks very much. Hello to Mary. Trust that all is well. And let's go over to John, V3NJC in Kingsville tonight. John, good evening.
Hi, Bill, VC3 Stay Safe from the E3NJC. Yes, it was a wild and woolly night here too last night, but the important thing, my antennas all survived the storm. Our power just flickered but didn't go out, but it wouldn't have mattered. I have a whole house generator because our power here is somewhat unreliable, and I need my sump pumps to run or my basement floods. I'm listening on 40 meters, and I cannot copy Rick V3PV at all, but I can copy Spanish stations, South Americans, the check-in from Muskoka, but I hardly hear the Windsor people at all. So 40 meters is long tonight, and it's going to be difficult for me to work, but I'll keep listening. VC3 Stay Safe, VE3NJC.
Very good. Well, maybe get Bill VE3LFD somewhere up in the Muskoka area. I'm not sure exactly where he's at. If you can hear him, get him to relay for you. Because I'm sitting here just with one of my shortwave radios and a short run of copper wire, and he's just booming in here, so hopefully you can hear him. With that said, you had that MN75, I believe it was, for the longest time, and I want it, but I don't want it. Typical story here. And so then I've got some HF rigs to put on the air, but I need a tuner. And I asked you, well, the next day I took possession, or I cut a deal, took possession of a Drake MN4 tuner. And then you responded, and so I got to get back in touch with the fellow, if he still has it, that other MN75. So I might have multiple Drake tuners. So thanks for putting me onto that, gentleman. I really don't get on the Quark swap list that often, but that looks pretty good. Let's just stand by for a second here. Okay. Next on the list was Ross, V3GLY in Bell River. Ross, how are you tonight?
Good evening, Bill, and to all the others on the net this evening. And yeah, we're not doing too bad. We had a fairly good day today. The breeze that was coming in off the lake was nice and cool, and it kept me cool while I did a little bit of grass cutting and weeding and finishing off the paperwork for my brother's funeral in Mexico. He passed away a month ago while on vacation in Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, and I was unable to repatriate his body, so we arranged to have him cremated in Puerto Vallarta, and a friend of his has taken the ashes out onto the bay, and kind of a sad day in a way, too. Anyway, back to net control. Bill, take her away, and I'll be on standby here, and I'm going to go over to 40 meters.